Hello, and welcome to the Baron's Game Room. I'm Aaron as always, and yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, I don't like it either, but it's for a play I'm in at my local community theater, so let's just not make a big deal out of this. Anyways, I guess let's continue talking about my various Monopoly spin-off games I have. Last week we talked about Monopoly Deal, probably my favorite one of the Monopoly card games I have. And this week I think I'm going to talk about Monopoly Bid, probably the one I have the most middling opinions on. Yes, that's right, I am pretty mid on Monopoly Bid. It's pretty much all in the name. It's just a bidding game. It's all it is auctions. It's just every round you're going to do an auction on a new property and you're trying to be the first player to collect 3 properties, just like in Deal. Let's start as always with setup. First thing you're going to do is you're going to shuffle up this blue deck here. These are your property cards. Just like in Deal, there's one for every property you could normally buy in the standard Monopoly game. Just simply shuffle those up and set them instead of the table, and then you're going to shuffle up this red deck as well. These are your money and action cards. You're going to give them a quick shuffle, and then deal 5 to every player, and then leave the rest in the center of the table. Once everyone's got their 5 cards, you're ready to start the game. In this game, you're going to be having a rotating role of the host of the auction, which kind of means a lot, but also kind of means nothing. The rules say that the youngest player gets to be the first auction host, and there are a few special things that means, but I think I'll get to that later. Let's go into what everyone gets to do on any given turn. The first thing you'll do every turn is every player gets to draw 1 red card and add it to their hand. Once everyone has done that, then whoever the auction host is will get to do some special things that only they can do on a turn. Again, we'll get to those in a sec. And after that, you will flip out the top card of the property deck, and this is where everyone begins to bid for this card. Taking a look at these property cards quick, you'll see that each card shows the color of which set it is, as well as it shows you how many cards are in each set. Because again, just like in Deal, you're trying to be the first player to complete 3 full sets of properties. Like this would be a winning player's collection. It doesn't matter if you've collected any other cards, as long as you collect 3 full sets. But anyway, let's get to the bid. Once the property card is out on the table, every player will look at their hand, and they will decide how much, if any, they want to bid for that property. You are not required to put anything down, but if you want to, you can take any combination of cards from your hand, money cards, not these ones, we'll get to those later, and once everyone has decided, you'll go 1, 2, 3, bid, and everybody plays their cards out on the table. Whoever played the highest amount of money ends up claiming this property card and discarding away the money they spent. One nice thing in this game is if you lose a bid, you simply get to take all of your money back to your hand. That's pretty cool, I guess. And that's the bulk of the game. That's the general what you're going to do every turn is you're going to flip out a property. Everyone's going to bid on that property. Whoever wins it is going to discard away their money and take the property, and everyone else is going to pick their money back up to use later. But now let's get to all those things I was skipping over. So inside that red deck, other than all the money cards, are action cards. Now, these all have different effects, which I can go over pretty quick. And the thing about these is, other than this one, you can only play these cards when it's your turn to be the auction host. And that's sort of why I said that, like, being an auction host means a lot, but also kind of means nothing, because it just means you get to kind of rig the auction in your favor. And I guess that sort of makes some real world sense, you know? If you're the one controlling the auction, but also competing in the auction, you can kind of do some stuff in your favor. But once the actual bidding starts, like, it doesn't matter. You're just bidding like everyone else. So going over these action cards, we have this one, which is the wild property. It's exactly what it sounds like. You can use this in place of any property you want. So you can pair it up with one to complete you a set, or however. This is a draw 2. When you play this one, you get to draw 2 more cards from the deck. You know, pick up some more actions you can use, pick up some more money to play down. Nothing really bad about that. This one is a steal property card. When you play this, you may steal a property from any player and take it over to you. However, you are not allowed to steal things from complete sets. So, since this set is just a 2 to complete, that is a complete set and I cannot take either one of those. But if they weren't using this in this set, if they were separated, then yes, I could take anything, including a wild property. Haha. The only action card that can be played outside of your turn as the host, and the only thing you can really do to stop the host with all these terrible, dastardly deeds they're doing, is this card. the Nope card. It is right in the name. It's the Nope card. You play it whenever you don't like what's happening. Anytime someone tries to play an action card that you don't like, be it a wild or a steal or a draw two, you just say no. Somebody wants to steal your wild property, you say, no, you will not take my property. But unfortunately, you can also nope a nope card, so they can nope your nope card, and then still take your property. You know, fun take that stuff. Probably the last two things I want to mention before I give my opinions on the game are, unlike in Deal, this one doesn't seem to have a problem with you having two sets of the same color property. You know, having, let's say, a brown card in a wild, then another brown card in a wild. That seems to be okay in this one. Also, in this one, you're allowed to make deals, kind of like in the normal Monopoly. I can ask players like, hey, I'll trade you my red for your orange. Totally allowed. So that's cool, I guess. Now, I got this game and Monopoly Deal, I think, at the exact same time, which I admit might actually hurt my opinion on this game, since I was playing both of these new games like at the same time. Maybe the fact that I really like Deal kind of hurt my opinion of Bid. But I'm absolutely not saying it's a bad game or that I don't like it, because I do, and I know there are people that certainly get a lot of fun out of the strategy of bidding, you know? It's really great when you can kind of trick someone into playing down a high amount. And I guess it's not a super good way to trick, you know, it's so much as just, it's good fun to watch someone kind of lose their mind over, I can't believe I lost $5 on that when no one else was bidding, because you kind of all go at the same time. So someone might bid really high to get a card, thinking other people are going to go for it, and then when they don't, it's just kind of fun to be like, oh wow, you really screwed yourself there. And there's definitely some fun to be had in that. Plus, the action cards are their own little bit of fun and all that, the drawing, the stealing, the nopes. There's, you know, never going to be a time I don't enjoy watching a good back and forth of like nope or cancel cards of whatever kind of game, you know. You, no you, no you. It's always fun. But yeah, outside of a few moments with the action cards, or, you know, someone screwing themselves over with the actual normal gameplay you're doing the whole time, I'm always enjoying myself. I'm just never loving it. I always talk about like age counts and all that and family playability, and this one's certainly the most accessible, I think, out of all the ones I have. Even the one I have that I think's technically simpler than this, it's fast-paced to the point that it might be a little too fast-paced for younger kids. So this one is certainly, I think, the easiest one to play with most of the family. It says 7 and up, and that's probably pretty right. You honestly probably could do it with a little bit younger kids if you have a little bit smarter kid and all that. But the problem might be that for most younger kids, the game might just be a little too slow, or just not really doing enough exciting stuff for them, you know? This game and a few others I've done lately are really making me kind of rethink my general scale of I kind of need a little more, because I don't not approve this game. It's not, certainly not Baron does not approve, but I don't like giving it the same rating as I give a lot of my other things of just Baron approves, because it's not anywhere near a lot of those other ones. A lot of the ones I approve are games I really enjoy or really think you will enjoy. And this one's kind of niche, or I think people might like it okay. So I don't know, maybe it is time for a new system, or at least a new option. Monopoly Bid is accessible and probably a good enough time. It's certainly not a bad game. We'll say it is apprehensively approved, maybe Baron okayed?